co-main event of Glory Collision 8. That's this Saturday, December 13th. One half of that co-main event, Alex Simon, a man a lot of people are excited to see make his Glory debut. So, Alex, how we doing? Happy fight week.
Hey Jake, I am doing amazing. I'm in Dubai. I'm flying to Amsterdam, and yeah, fight week's good. Body's feeling good. Can't wait for Saturday.
This is two fun questions for you because, in my eyes as a fan, you've been training, or at least had the opportunity to train with some fun people. One of which, legend Mark Hunt. So, I got to know a little bit about this. What was that like? What kind of insight did he have? I don't know. Have you been a fan for a long time? Type of stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty cool for me. I've met him before, just being from Australia, and but for him he came to my gym and I didn't know about it, so he surprised me. And then we done a little training session and had a sit down and gave me some really good advice. So that was pretty special for me. He gave me some really good advice actually, and it was good, bro. It was I felt a lot better after that meeting with Mark. So it was great timing.
You think there's any chance he ever gets back in there to Glory just to throw down one more time for a nice paycheck?
Look, bro, I don't want to speak for him, but when he was showing me some moves in the ring, the man can still move, bro. He's a dangerous man. So, anyone he hits still today, they're done. He's a dangerous guy, bro.
And I saw that on social media, but this next one I didn't see. Alan from Glory actually told me this, so shout out Alan. You train with Wiz Khalifa? What's up with this?
Yeah, he came to Australia, and one of the coaches from our gym trained 50 Cent in the movie, and then 50 Cent really liked it, and then he's like, "Oh, when Wiz comes, I'll give you his contact." So one of our coaches, Ray, um, brought him down to the gym because he's a big kickboxing fan. So we done a session with him and his bodyguard. So that was pretty cool as well. He's a nice guy.
I've been, a high school Jake, big Wiz Khalifa fan. Can this guy actually
Yeah.
throw down? Is it legit?
Hey, you can move, bro. He's tall, he's big, he's athletic, he's doing spinning shit. Yeah, he's good, bro. He likes it. Yeah.
He's got that tall,
You can
skinny
tell he's
point.
been training.
I love it, man. I love it. That's fun
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, it's cool.
Another question I'm curious about because fans talk about this one. Myself being a fan, I would love to see this one still. You have a sizzled bout with Ben Rothwell at BKFC. Well, that event got canceled, I guess, but any chance that gets run back someday?
Hope so. I don't know. I saw they just got approved to go into Australia in January. So what happened was it got set up here, and sorry, it got set up in Australia, and then Australia, having I'm not going to go too much into it, but being a bit of a quote nanny state, maybe some weak leaders. I'll just leave it at that.
We're on the same page.
But
I understand.
yeah. Yeah, so Australia having some weak leaders. There was a bit of an outrage about, oh, it's so dangerous, and they banned the sport where it got approved to be fighting in Perth. So, it's silly that two grown adults can't shake a hand and say, yes, I accept what the risks are. It's a paid sport, and I'm willing to do this despite the risks. It's like, why can't we do that? But people in charge say, no, you're not allowed to do that. It's too dangerous. So it's a bit silly, but it is what it is. So maybe one day I'd love to. But you know what? It was really funny with bare knuckle. They asked me to fight Ben Rothwell, the heavyweight champion, first fight. I said yes, but I said put the belt on the line, and they said no. It was really weird.
Really?
Yeah, it was really weird. And I said, why not? How do you want me to fight the champion, but then you don't put the belt on the line? And they go, oh, look, something about the weight. I
That's what I was
said,
gonna
well,
say. Was it like an
I'm
open
super
weight?
heavyweight, but Ben's massive as well. He's more than 120. And then yeah, I don't know. It was a bit strange. So yeah, I would do it again, but I want to fight for the belt. If you want me to fight the champ, put the belt on the line. It's fair.
Yeah, but what if they're like, you got to get down to 265 pounds for the belt? Do you consider that?
Yeah, 100%. I would, 100%. But they didn't say that. They just said sweet super heavyweight. I was like,
Well,
oh,
I
so
said it. We'll get the clip out. There we go. I got you.
you got me. Yeah, get the belt on the line. But anyway, I'm focused on Glory this Saturday, so that's
Yeah.
all I'm focused on, and I'll figure out what's next after that.
Errol Zimmerman, great fight, great co-main event at Glory Collision 8. One more. This isn't you looking past Errol for this one. This is just random questions, and I don't even know if they're relevant. Are you a UFC fan at all?
My whole life.
Okay, just making sure. Just making sure. I
Yep.
figured. But the reason I ask is they're coming back to Australia.
Yep.
Got some fights announced. I'd love some quick predictions if you don't mind.
Sure.
Well, Alexander Volkanovski taking on Diego Lopez second time. Does the rematch go any differently?
I'm a big Volk fan. He's a legend, you know, being from the same country, and Volk's getting the win, baby.
Now, this guy's a Kiwi, but I guess they're still cool around there. Dan Hooker announced today taking on Benoit Saint Denis out of France. Who takes that one?
Dan Hooker, bro, you got to back the Anzacs. Yeah, 100%. He's an animal. He's tough as. He'll fight anyone. Dan Hooker, bro.
And then a big boy, Tai Tuivasa, taking on super tall Taliesin Teixeira. You think Bam Bam gets that one done?
I think Bam Bam gets it done in his hometown, bro, and this is the start of another good run from him, bro. And I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna be cheering him on. I think Bam Bam gets the win.
You and Tuivasa would be good training partners, I imagine. Has that ever happened?
For the last 11 years, yes, sir.
Oh, you guys do train together.
Yeah, we started training together in 2014.
So, I mean, what's he like behind the scenes? Because recently he was getting a lot of slack. Everyone's like, yo, Tuivasa's looking big. Some of these photos are crazy. And then he showed his face, I don't remember where, a few weeks ago, and everyone was like, oh, he's looking fit. He's looking in fight form.
I don't know, bro. I don't listen to that. People talk shit, you know. He's the one getting in there. He's the one smashing people. He's opening businesses. He's doing good, bro. And he's got a fight now, and he's training. That's it. He's doing good, bro. And as always, he'll be ready and he'll entertain everyone as he always has.
You guys like spar and stuff? I don't know what kind of training you guys do over there.
Yeah, he beats me up all the time, bro. You know.
I was gonna say it'd be a fun sparring match to watch, man. Some of the
Nah, he
best
takes
fight.
it easy on me, you know.
I mean, UFC, but it's all right. Like you said, it only takes one, right?
Yeah,
Just
but nah,
not in the
he's
gym.
good to train with, bro. He's good to train with, yeah.
Now, you said maybe return MMA someday. I guess everybody's top goal is UFC. So is that a dream of yours as well?
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%.
Now, what's that? This is my final question too, but what's that roadmap to get there in your opinion? Like how many years, how many fights, realistically, like what's your path if you thought about it before?
Look, the UFC is starving for heavyweights. I haven't been active. I've had a lot of injuries and a lot of bad luck, so I've had a lot of surgeries. But I'm training a lot smarter nowadays. I'm a little bit older, so I wouldn't say wiser, but maybe I train a little bit wiser. You know, I don't try to kill myself every day and have all these big surgeries and injuries that I've had. So hopefully, knock on wood. There's no wood here, but knock on wood that I have a good run, you know, from this fight next year and I can get active and, you know, a couple of big wins and I'm big, I'm exciting and I'm very marketable with how I look, etc. So all I got to do is get active, knock a few people out and I'm sure doors would open.
I mean, you're a big guy. You're a power lifter background, no secret there. So what's a weight cut for heavyweight like for you?
So a weight cut for me is just not eating 4 pizzas every night, only eating 3.
So you don't have to go that hard, is what you're saying.
I don't have to do that hard though.
Okay, good to hear. I wasn't sure. I don't know, because back in like prime powerlifting days, what were you walking like? I mean, I'm American, so give me the pounds. If you do the kilos, I'll figure it out.
400. 400 pounds.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say, I mean, like, that'd be a big cut to heavyweight, but you're not
Yeah, so
walking 400
when I
anymore.
won when I won Australia's Strongest Man, I was 181 kilograms, which I think is 400 pounds or maybe just over, something like that. Yeah.
All right, well, walking around 265 now, so or at least making the weight there, so that's quite the difference. But Errol Zimmerman, you
No,
guys
no,
had your
no. Sorry to sorry to cut you off. Not 265. That's 120 kilos. So I'm currently 300 pounds, 136, 137 kilos.
what weight is this fight at? Is it 265 or is it higher than that?
Open. Kickboxing, glory, open weight. You can weigh 400 pounds if you want. Yeah, no weight limit. The bigger
Okay,
the
so then
better,
my
you know?
So my weight question was pointless, and you cleared it up for me. I'm glad I asked that. I'm glad I got that cleared up.
Yeah, but we got the pizza joke in, so it was all right. It was worth it, you know.
Absolutely. What does Errol walk around at then? Do you have any idea?
No, I'm not sure, to be honest. He's a big guy. He probably, if I had to guess, I'd say between, I'm just going to say in kilos, between 125 to 130, if I had to guess, just by looking at him, but I'm not sure.
And you guys had your first little sit down there, your first face off. So what were your first impressions of your opponent?
Look, I got nothing but respect for him. Like he's a guy that's, he's been there, done that. He's had over 100 professional fights. He's fought everyone. Like his resume speaks for himself. So I've got nothing but respect for him, and that's it. We're gonna get in there, and it's just business. And I'm gonna try to knock him out, and he's gonna try to me out. Simple as that.
And on paper, obviously, this is, Errol being the experienced kickboxer. He's going to have the technical advantage. You going to have that power advantage. Everybody's saying one shot's all it takes. So do you agree with this, or do you think there's a different story to be told?
Look, there's no secrets. Like he's a legend of the sport. He's a Dutch kickbox legend. I'm not that. I'm a powerlifting champion and a big, strong, aggressive guy who likes to have a fight. And I hit really hard, and I've knocked a lot of people out myself. And we're the heavyweights, bro. Like anyone from our size, if we hit anyone flush, it's over. If he hits me flush, it's over. If I hit him flush, it's over. So, yeah, I would have to say, technically, he does have a skill advantage over me, but it's not always about skills. It's not always. We're the heavyweights, and it does only take one shot. And I'm a big, very big guy. I'm quite fast for my size, so anything can happen. And I'm game, and we'll get in there and we'll see what happens.
Now, I'm not questioning you, but I have seen fans tweeting about this, and I do have to wonder myself, so I may as well ask. Being such a strong guy, I train. I know what I feel like when I'm a little bulkier compared to when I'm a little slimmer. When I'm a little bulkier, when I'm pounding the creatine, all that stuff, my cardio isn't quite where it is oppositely. So, like, is this something you dispel? Do you have great cardio as a big man, or are you one of those guys that's like, yeah, I might want to get it out of here in the first round?
My last professional boxing fight in Australia, it was for a title here in Australia, and I was 165 kilos for that fight. I was doing no cardio. I was eating ice cream every night. I was in a bad stage in my life, so I wasn't taking it seriously. I won the first 2 rounds, and then I completely gassed. Arms down, just eating shots, physically not able to do that, you know? And then after like 3 rounds of just getting hit because I cannot put my hands out my corner in between rounds, they go, man, you're taking too many. I'm going to stop it. So that was like a big wake up call. It's like, okay, if you don't knock everyone out in the first round, you need to be able to last. So I'm the lightest I've ever been in sorry, not the lightest I've ever been, the lightest I've been in a very long time. I haven't been doing any weights for this fight. So I've been focusing on cardio and trying to, yeah, try and improve the gas tank. So I have been working on it, and we'll see. We'll see.
And what are your goals ultimately with both Glory and just combat sports in general now that you're stepping onto the scene a little more?
Bro, I just want to challenge myself, like I think I'm a bit of a freak show, like I got the strength background. I'm the, Australian powerlifting champion. I was at one stage one of the strongest men in the world, and now I'm doing the fighting journey because I love it and I've always wanted to do it. I had my first fight when I was 16 years old, so it's always been something that I've loved, but it's just been like a hobby. So now I've got the attention and I've got this big opportunity, this big platform. I'm going to give it my all, and win or lose, I'm going to give it my all. And that's it. I'm going to be proud of myself, and whatever comes next, bro. So whether it's glory, going back to MMA, I love MMA, whatever, bro. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to bang on. And whatever comes after this fight will come after. But I'm focused on this fight this Saturday against Errol, and that's all I'm focusing on at the moment.
This is my last question about even looking forward, but it is related to this fight because the winner, I guess, qualifies for the last heavy man standing tournament, and Rico Verhoeven left, so heavyweight belt's open now. Is that an aspiration of yours possibly to go in that tournament and win the Glory heavyweight belt?
Well, look, that would be a dream come true. You know what I mean? So I grew up watching those old school K1 tournaments, 3 fights in one night. Like that was to me like those guys were the toughest guys in the world. You know, so if I can get the job done on Saturday, and if I can land a punch on Errol and knock him out, and then I get in that tournament, that's a dream come true for me, bro. So I'd be very, very down for that.
Now, why is it, do you think? Because, yourself, Eddie Hall, famously, a few other big lifters, big strong men moving into MMA, kickboxing, boxing. What's the appeal? You've been doing it since you were 16, but just for these guys in general, why do you think they keep popping over?
For the big name guys like, Eddie Hall, like he was the top of his sport, bro. Like he conquered the world of strength. And then so once you do that, like you reach the absolute top of your sport, it's like, what's next? We're all big, strong alpha males. Like just because we're, massive and strong and like throwing around iron in the gym, we still like we're still men, like we still like to, do things. So I think it's a challenge, bro. Like let's have a punch on, let's challenge ourselves there, So I don't know. I think everyone's attracted to fighting. It's so primal. At least for me, that's what it is, So I don't want to speak for other people, but it's an ultimate challenge, bro.
Alex, I appreciate the time. Before I get you out of here, anything for all your fans?
No, I appreciate you having me on, bro. And for the fans, no, thank you for the support. Thank you for the hate. Thank you for everything. I'm here. I'm doing my thing. And I'm going to give it my all, and that's it.
Love it, man. Saturday, December 13th, Glory Collision 8. Don't miss it, ladies and gentlemen. Banging card, top to bottom, especially this co-main event. Alex Simon, best of luck, best of skill. Kick some ass, all right?
Thank you, my man. Appreciate it, bro.